Hey, what's going on? I'm Keith here from Sports Vibes TV, and this is another edition of our Knicks Syndicate pregame show. As always, I'm joined from George from Into the Knicksverse and our NBA analyst, Stephen Fox. Guys, how's everything with you? You're enjoying your day so far, Foxy?
Yeah, good. And you?
I'm doing pretty good. Got past the shoveling. Seems like we'll be doing some more shoveling over the weekend, so I'm getting
I
prepared for
know.
it. George, how's
Oh,
everything with you
you
with
got
that
more
la
snow
la
coming?
weather?
Whoa.
Yeah, more snow.
I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm
Didn't have to
feeling
use my
optimistic.
AK.
Well, hopefully we feel the same way after this game tonight. But
I
fellas,
sure
we've got
hope
a
so, man. Because I gotta get up.
jam-packed
I
show.
gotta do that recap after.
Yeah, man. Recaps after
Always.
losses, I know they have to suck. Doing a Sunday stream after a loss sucks. And if you guys want to check out the Sunday stream, I go live at Foxy Sundays at 8 p.m. So, guys, let's jump into the Knicks and what's going on so far. Since the last time we had a pregame show, there's been some news. They dropped the rising stars, players that will be participating. And unfortunately, no Knicks added, whether that be rookies or sophomore. So I just wanted to get your opinion on it. Do you think the Knicks were once again snubbed? Are the Knicks being disrespected by the league once again by not having any of our young guys featured in this showcase? George, we'll start with you.
Well, yeah, I think they could have found a spot for one of the young Knicks, but that's the problem when you don't play them enough. I mean, the only young Nick who's played any substantial minutes, other than Quickley, who I can see why the rationale why they didn't invite Quickley. Quickley played last year, right? Did he play in that?
I don't think he was an honorary because they had an honorary thing last season. We didn't have to actually have the game because of the lockdown.
I think he was an honorary, but I'm not 100%. But either way, this season, his numbers have been meh, even though we all know, because we watch and we know he's improved defensively. His playmaking has taken a leap. His assists are there. He's understanding the game better. We see that because we watch him every night. But his shot's off. It's about numbers. It's about total numbers, and he doesn't have that this season. So the other guy is Grimes, and he really only has been playing significant minutes of late. So the first 3 months, he didn't really, he had a few games here and there, but that's it. So, and then there's Obi. Obi doesn't get enough minutes, so he doesn't have the gaudy stats. Who else would have been? I mean, that's pretty much it because RJ's too old for it. Yeah, so I'm not surprised, but I think they could have found a spot.
Foxy, what about you? Surprised that we didn't have anybody featured in this game?
I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised because of what we've seen with RJ being snubbed consistently. So it's an anti-New York thing. But shout out to Tommy Beer, as always. He said that Quickley ranks 7th or better in career points, assist, win share, made 3-pointers, made free throws, 3-point percentage, and foul total, despite him only starting 5 games in his career. So he may not have the numbers this year, but he has the numbers over the last 2 years since he's been in the league. So, yeah, it's no love for the New York teams. But you know what? Hopefully that puts a chip on our guys' shoulders, and they'll remember that.
Facts. So just to let everybody know, some of the people that made the actual team, when it's not the team, they haven't made the teams yet. They're going to do a weird setup this season. They're going to do rookies, they're going to do sophomores, and then they're also going to have some players from the G League Unite or what's the name of the league, Foxy? I know you're a fan of Beauchamp, guys. Ignite. So yeah, your guy Beauchamp seems like he'll be included as well.
Marjan Beauchamp, yeah.
Yeah, so these are the rookies that are going to be included. We've got Scotty Barnes killing for Toronto, Cade Cunningham, Ayo Dosunmu. We've been talking about Ayo for some time here on the channel. I've used him as a reference point when it's talking about a young player, a second-round pick that's actually getting minutes for a contending team. You've got Ayo playing well for the Bulls. He's stepping up in the absence of Caruso and also Lonzo Ball. And this was kind of a role I was hoping Deuce could probably fill on this team, but unfortunately, Tibbs still has him in the gulag. Chris Duarte, Giddey, Jalen Green, Herbert Jones, Davion Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Sengun, Suggs, and Wagner. That rounds out all of the rookies. So anybody here on this list you think that Grimes could have made the team over?
Grimes are, giddy. Giddy is, mesmerizing with his passes, but he shoots 26 or 28% from three. He shoots terrible. So I'm glad he's a fantastic passer, but the other areas he's not. So it's selective again, that they look the other way, that, wow, look at this guy. He averages 6 assists and it's 26% and 40% from the field. So come on, man.
I'm with you. I mean, Grimes is better than Giddey right now, better than Jones in general in terms of actually impacting the game.
Well, not even really much, but
Jalen Suggs has been hurt, and Grimes is better, better shooter. I mean, Grimes is the better shooter of all of these guys.
Yeah,
He's latest the best shooter of all of these guys. So, Davion Mitchell, you could easily say Davion Mitchell doesn't belong on here. You can easily say it. What's he done?
Well, he shot down Kemba the other night really well.
Yeah, who doesn't?
That's not saying much this season.
That's not saying much.
Yeah, I know. But
you know what I mean, like Sengun's interesting, but you're gonna tell me Grimes is hasn't performed as well as Sengun? Come on. I mean, so we just picked and Dosunmu as well. So that's 5 guys. I could easily see Grimes over one of these selections here.
Yeah, especially on 3-pointers. Again, Tommy Beer, of 130 players who attempted more than 50 pointers in January, Grimes is only one of 10 that shot above 43% from downtown. So, exactly. How can't you?
Also, of the guards on this list, Grimes wipes his butt defensively with all these guys.
And the only thing is, this is
except for Mitchell. But Mitchell can't guard a 4. Mitchell can't even guard
Mitchell's not guarding well this year. Don't go by Gambit. Yeah. This is not college. He's tiny, as we saw.
Yeah.
So guys are lighting him up.
Yeah, he got off to a good start, but you're right. If you match him up with size, he can't handle it. But Grimes
can't do a damn thing.
So yeah,
one thing I can say though, the people that were putting this together, they were not thinking about defense.
No.
The last thing they're thinking about on All-Star Weekend is defense.
Word.
Until like the last 4 or 5 minutes of the All-Star game, then people start to turn it up. But other than that, they're saying to hell with defense.
Are you surprised?
They said to showcase talent. I'm not 100% surprised. I think it was some disrespect for them not putting him on, but I say that goes. It's more so an indictment on Tibbs. If Tibbs would have got Grimes into the rotation a lot earlier, I feel like he would have had a better shot getting into one of these games. But Tibbs, for some reason, he allowed Grimes to come in a little bit slower than we would have liked. And it took a late push, the last month or so, that we've really see Grimes come along. And I guess by that time, it was too late to really include him in this discussion.
Yeah, but somehow Suggs, who missed, 12 games, he's in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so selective. It's not funny.
Herbert Jones, like, come on, really?
No, Herbert Jones, I agree with.
Yeah, but come on.
Hey, the reality is we should have took him at 35 because he's a 6'8" lockdown wing.
Herbert Jones is going to be a journeyman for the rest of his career.
Oh.
If he proves me wrong, good for him, but I don't see any.
If he proves you wrong, drinks on you, George.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, Grimes broke the rookie record for the Knicks, 7 3-pointers, and I'm telling you, he will do it again, and he'll do it again. He will replicate it. He stops people, steals. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? What is it that you're highlighting here? Rising stars or forgotten stars in the future. Like, we're gonna look back at this list, we're gonna be like, wait, who the hell was Dosunmu or Herbert Jones? I'm talking about like 6 years from now. We're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, doesn't he own a Turkish restaurant in OKC?
Here we go. So let's jump to the sophomores. This was pretty surprising as well. We've got on the list Precious Achiuwa, Cole Anthony, LaMelo Ball, Desmond Bane, who we'll be seeing later on tonight, Sadiq Bey, Anthony Edwards, Halliburton, Maxey, Jada McDaniels, Isaac Okoro, Isaiah Stewart, and Jayshawn Tate. Now, fellas, anybody on this list that you felt was a player that got picked or shouldn't have been picked over either Obi Toppin or Quickley? George, we'll start with you.
Well, Precious. I mean, where is he?
Precious and few and
yeah.
alone.
APB.
Yeah. And Cole Anthony, I like him, but I don't think he's going to be much. I don't think he's going to be a star in this league. He's going to be, a middling point guard eventually. I mean, that's what he's going to be. Bane, I love. He's fantastic. LaMelo, obviously amazing. Sadiq Bey, I like him, but up until not that long ago, he was actually leading in most inefficient shooters in the league. Maxey absolutely deserves it because he stepped in for Simmons. He filled in admirably. McDaniels, I don't even know one thing this guy does. I watch
shut
NBA
down Randall
all the time. We saw a game with him. His name got barely mentioned. Okoro is a good, solid player, but he's not on the level of Quickley or Obi right now. He's an excellent defender. He's got a live body. Isaiah Stewart.
He's missed a lot of time too. He's always in and out of the lineup.
Yeah, he's missed tons of time. Isaiah Stewart. I mean, what? Come on. Maybe he's on there because he almost had a fight with LeBron. And Jason Tate, interesting player, also headed for a middling career. So that's the Sophomores are going to get their ass kicked.
Ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day is middling.
Yeah, right.
I think the next time it said a duck's gonna fall from the ceiling.
I want to see like a puppet come up and like, word of the day is middling.
Foxy, how do you feel? You feel anybody on this list was picked over Quick or Obi when they shouldn't have been?
Yeah, Precious over Obi is crazy, and like we just said, Bay has been incredibly inefficient. So there's no reason to go any further. It's just like they just hate us in New York, so let's just all of them just get used to it, because whether it's today or whether it's a year from now or something, that they have a phenomenal year, and whether it's an all-star game, New York players are always going to get snubbed like that. So let's take it on the chin and just get nasty and play that way and show them up later on. And you know what? I'm selfish. I like when they don't go to those games, now, especially with COVID, but just stay home, practice, hang out with your team. And, I don't like those things, because those guys, if you want to get serious about the second half, if there's anything, just stay home and practice.
Yeah. I mean, if Quickley had shot better this season, then I would be incensed. But whatever, I'm kind of with Foxy. Let them have a break, go home and chill. Well, Obi won't, because he'll be there for the dunk contest.
Yeah, he'll be here for the dunk contest. I was going to mention that. But we will have at least one participant. Anyway. You say that. I always enjoyed the Rising Stars Challenge back when it was the actual rookie versus sophomores, and before they threw all these crazy rules into the mix.
Yeah,
international versus.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch, but they're not that meaningful. I mean. Reality,
I still always remember that Kyrie Brandon Knight back and forth. Those are the type of dudes I love to see.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Well, the young guards are fun to watch. So in that respect, LaMelo. Wait, go back. Can you put the other one back up again? Who's LaMelo going to be up against? Who's going to be? He's going to be. Cade. Yeah, Cade. Ooh, LaMelo, Cade. That's a nice matchup. Look at Mobley. Mobley's going to destroy everybody on the sophomore team.
Yeah, there's nobody stopping him on that list.
Yeah, for Duarte, he's going to eat everyone on the sophomore list. Look at Barnes.
He's going to treat the sophomore list like it's the Knicks.
Barnes is like that giant spider from Lord of the Rings. He's just going to smack every ball around and he's going to terrorize the sophomore team.
It'll be an interesting game, that's for sure. But yeah. Fortunately, no Knicks.
Hey, Ron Cleveland's in the house. What's up,
brother? Man.
Missed you, brother. I missed you so much. I missed your show. I hope everything's good with you. I hope you return, man. I really hope you return.
Yeah, salute to our
He's
guy,
never
Ron
left
Cleveland.
us in our
You're
heart.
welcome on this show. You're welcome on if you want to jump on and do a pregame show one day with us or whenever you'd like. We would love to have you on for a pregame.
Just send us $5 and
yeah, just $5.
Yeah. Let's see. We got John Talento. He's saying salute SVTV. Thank you for tuning in.
Yo, Johnny.
Sincere the Genius says salute to the three
Sincere.
amigos, aka the Knicks Syndicate. Splashing 2676 says the kids don't get the time, so no surprise.
Can you believe it's going to be a year? Almost on Saturday, the 5th, will be a year from when I first posted a video.
Hey, we got an anniversary coming up.
Yep.
Mazel tov.
Yeah. I might do something a little special for that day. So I'm going to need you two guys. I'm going to get JD.
He puts us on the spot. He asks us
right here on the
air.
spot. You guys can't say no.
So you think.
Boo. I got that number on
What happened? Yeah, I'm blocked.
We got our guy Dripmore. He says, my three bros, Keith, Foxy, George. Let's go get this win tonight. Hey, I hope it's going to be a tough matchup. We'll get into it a little bit later on in the show. But, I think we can. I'm lying. George, you the one with the optimistic approach. I don't know if we're winning this game. I can't even fake the funk.
I think we're winning.
Huh?
I got a feeling we're winning. I think it's going to begin with RJ having a bounce back game from the previous game that wasn't a good game for him. I see Grimes continuing playing well. I see Obi continuing playing well. The key is if Julius keeps the turnovers down to about 3, and he can hit, 45% of his shots, move the ball. If he rebounds and Mitch just gets like 5 or 6 blocks, we can win this game.
We told you about drinking before the shows,
He said 5 or 6 blocks, like centers around the league are getting that every game or something like that. That's a tall task.
It is a tall task.
Hey, we have a super chat from one of our favorite people in the world.
We're playing the hottest team in the past 2 months since November, or 3 months now. Since November 1st, I think they are the number 1 team. They are the leading team in rebounds, steals, and what else, Foxy?
They're number 1, like you said, in blocks. They're number 1 in rebounds. They're number 1 in offensive rebounds. So number 1 in total rebounds. They're number 2 in field goal attempts. So yeah,
they're number 4 in points per game, 112.1.
Yep.
I mean, they're killing it.
They're
killing it right now.
George,
but I could see them get beat.
And proceeds to give us a bunch of situations in which they'll win.
But there's one thing that George and I are disciples of on their effective field goal percentage. On offense, they're 51.5, but on defense, they're 52.4. So they give up more than they shoot. So, and they're not that great of a shooting team. 16th in field goal percentage, 23rd in 3-point percentage, 22nd in 2-point percentage. So, but their pace, if we leave, like you said before the show, if we leave our vets in, they're going to need oxygen with this team. The only thing that's working in our favor, they don't have Dylan Brooks tonight.
They haven't had him in a while.
I know.
Hey, Derek, salute, brother.
Derek,
brother.
Derek.
Sure I can get to it. Derek with the super chat says, get the dub to watch George recap video or a rant. Hey, either way, you're gonna enjoy the video. So win or lose, you guys know. Tune into the next verse for that post game recap.
Hey, the thing I know I'm throwing off your plan, but the Memphis Grizzlies, they are the blueprint for us, man. They purged their vets. They got rid of. They let Connolly. Wait, did they trade? They traded Connolly. No, they traded Gasol first. Then drafted Ja. Then let Connolly walk, and they went with the youth. Did they win right away? No. But then they got Desmond Bane, and they already had Jaren Jackson Jr. from a previous draft before, kind of like the way we had RJ. So they just did some smart drafting.
What's the smartest thing they did?
The smartest thing they did was purge the vets.
No, they fired Fizdale.
And we hired him.
But where's that roadcaster? Ron Cleveland hit that roadcaster for us.
Yeah, but I mean, they're the blueprint for us. I mean, if we should follow that plan. I'm all for right now. I'm all for purging the vets and playing the young guys.
And I'm all for a blueprint of us getting a John Morant.
And then that. And then that.
Speaking
But that was
blueprint,
lucky. I mean, you need some luck in the draft. You need some luck. That year just happened to be there were only 3 guys that were going to be in that top 3, no matter what, no matter how you slice it. So, however you ended up, first, second, it was going to be Zion, Ja, or RJ. However you ended up with the ping pong balls.
But it's turned out to be Ja, RJ, and Darius Garland because Zion's missed more games than he's played.
I'm not putting Darius up there.
He's having a fantastic season, man.
I would take Ja any day over Darius.
I mean, I would too, but Darius has been solid this season.
Darius has been solid. He's been solid. But that wasn't an automatic. You know what I mean? Like you say that in hindsight. I'm saying at the time, it was those 3 guys, and then some people thought DeAndre Hunter might go for it. Some people thought Cam might even go in the top 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like the way how this season we knew who the top 5 were going to be. It was just a matter of who landed, which team landed where, and how they were going to pick. That year with the RJ, John, Zion year, we knew those 3 were going to be the top 3, no matter what. So you had to get a little lucky to get the ping pong balls. And that's good. But you know what? There'll be more drafts. And we're doing pretty well with drafting so far where we've been. And then we heard that they wanted to trade up for Duarte. If they had pulled that off, look at that. Look how smart they would be looking right now.
All they had to do was guarantee it, and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have worked out with any other team if we said to him, "We'll take you."
Wait, what? Duarte, you mean?
Yeah. Front office refused. He said to the front office, "Guarantee that you'll take me, and I'll tell every team I won't work out with them."
Interesting.
Leon didn't want to do that, but stuff works out.
He didn't want to tip his hand. Yeah.
Hey, I love Grimes, so I'm not gonna go backwards, man. I'm just looking forward to this kid. He's special, man. Yo, did you see him take Halliburton off the dribble? Every game we're seeing something new from this kid, whether a beautiful pocket pass, whether 4 offensive rebounds. We already knew he's an elite 3-point shooter and great on defense, but he's doing something new every game where we're like, you know what? I can't wait to see this kid in a couple of years, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was part of kind of exposing Halliburton a bit.
Word. I put out a tweet that said, one of the things that we learned from the game the other night is that they don't need, Halliburton did a great job of running a terrible team. They didn't need De'Aaron Fox. So without De'Aaron Fox, there's still a terrible team with Halliburton running that team.
Yeah. So, fellas, I put the wrong tweet on
stats.
screen.
He had good stats. But
you put the what wrong thing, Keith?
I put the wrong tweet on because George had mentioned he was discussing the Grizzlies being a potential blueprint. And I just wanted to put up something that JD had tweeted talking about Grimes, rookie on our team, and Desmond Bane, a player that's been excelling on the Grizzlies. And I think JD nailed it with this tweet. He says, Grimes plays a player Wednesday night that I'd like to see him grow into. Desmond Bane, 18 points per game, 4 rebounds, 47% field goal, 42% 3-point shooting, and shooting 89% from the free throw line. And all that, he also adds defense. So what do you guys think about Grimes potentially growing into a similar role that we're seeing Desmond Bane play for the Grizzlies, but doing it here for the New York Knicks?
Anytime you have somebody on the border of doing 50, 40, 90, the gold standard in shooting, I'm down, and plus playing defense. So why does JD always have these wonderful things? It's not fair that somebody has all these gold takes. And so, but he's right, man. If Grimes could, and Grimes has the funny thing, when Desmond Bane came out from the draft, a lot of people said his wingspan was he had really short arms. And they didn't, that's why maybe he lasted a little longer than a lot of people wanted. But he just showed you can't go by that stuff, folks. He is a player, and he's a beast. You'll see it tonight. He's a beast, this dude. I love his tank,
yep.
Yeah, his physicality, man.
Yeah, he's strong. Yeah, he's I love it. I wanted us to get him.
Yeah.
He was on my list. Actually, Quickley was not even at all on my list. Desmond Bane was, and I was surprised that he fell to 30th. That was a shocker. But yeah, I think Grimes has a lot of similarities with Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane's he's better at getting to the rim and finishing. It's a little bit better, but I would say Grimes, just by looking at it right now, Grimes is a better defender because of the longer wingspan. That definitely does help him, and he can cover, like we say, he can cover 4 positions adequately and 3 wonderfully. I think there's a lot of similarities between the two. They both had the fight. For Desmond Bane was a 4-year college player. Grimes was a 3-year. It shows that drafting the young guys doesn't always pay off right away.
Oh, it doesn't. They're better basketball players when they stay in school. Although Sims was a senior.
Yeah, but Sims is super raw.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That he came out. And the guy that I wanted us to pick at 19, Isaiah Jackson, did you see the game he had the other night, man? 26 points, 10 rebounds, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, 2 blocks, a couple steals. Yo, I like that kid, and he's showing it now.
Yeah, I think I drafted him in one of my realistic rebuilds last offseason. All right, let's see. We got a super chat from our guy, Sincere the Genius. Yeah. Says, show love to the OG. Man. It's the Knicks. Salute to our guy, Ron Cleveland. See what other chats we've got going on here. Dripmore says, we beat Grizzlies before an MSG in overtime last year when RJ bailed us out with critical threes. The only issue is this year's team is far from, the high level of play we saw from last year's team. So I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off, but, I'm enthusiastic. I'm not enthusiastic, but I think we can at least be competitive. That's what I'm looking for night in and night out. Let's go out there, be competitive. And if we're in, position to win within the last 2-3 minutes, I'll probably be happy with that.
What a difference a D-Rose makes.
In the last 15 games, Desmond Bane is averaging 20 points per game. 48.5% from the field, 43.8% from the 3-point line. Grimes, in that same span, is only averaging 7.7 points per game, but 3-point percentage is 43.1%. He just doesn't play as many minutes. I mean, the other guy plays 30. He's averaging 31 minutes or so. Grimes has been averaging around 20. So there's a lot of similarities between those two guys.
But Morant's a scary one. His 7 games, last 7 games, 35.4 points, shooting over 50%, 7 rebounds, over 7 rebounds, over 7 assists, 2.1 3-pointers. So it's 30 points in 7 straight games. He's coming in here, and they lost to Philadelphia. So I think they're going to be cranky. And also but it's the battle of the 2 and the 3 in that draft. So it'll be a nice little showcase.
And we got a comment that speaks on that right now. It says Grimes on Ja Morant at all times. What are the Knicks going to have to do in order to make life difficult for Ja? Do you see Grimes getting additional minutes because he could be an option to shut him down? Well, not even shut him down. Make life difficult. I don't want to put the expectations too high on Grimes.
We're going to start Kemba bet, so it's crazy.
We're going to start Kemba.
So it's like after we're down 23-7, let's bring on Grimes, folks. That makes sense. Where's Geraldine MacGyver when you need her?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to start Kemba probably. So, I mean, this would be a fun night to just throw as many different players at Ja until someone has an impact. So Grimes should get some time on him. RJ actually plays Ja pretty well. RJ's got the right size. He disrupted him last year. Actually, that's part of how we were able to come back and win that game and then go into overtime and win it. This would be an excellent night for Deuce to get some burn on Ja.
You were drinking before the show, weren't you?
Deuce isn't getting any minutes.
I know he's not.
He's in the gulag.
But we got to say it. We have to say it. We have to point it out.
But after the last night's game of Westchester, it makes sense, man.
Have to play Kemba. There is no is there a written law somewhere? Is it on the books in New York where Kemba has to start?
I mean, when you marketed him the way they marketed him in the offseason, I don't know, man. You got the contract. He's guaranteed money this year and guaranteed money next year. You would like to get him out there to showcase his ability, showcase he can still compete for a contender so you can ship him out. But I think this team, that starting lineup is an issue when you have both Kimba and you have Fournier out there defensively, and then offensively. I don't think like our offense, either RJ has the ball and is able to initiate, and then Kimba stands in the corner, or it's vice versa. Kimba is able to initiate and they stick RJ in the corner.
Man,
There's no real synergy when the both of them out there.
Yeah. I'm beginning to really, and it's not an idea. I mean, it is. I had an idea a long time ago, but in my desperate attempts to figure out a way to, jumpstart this team, but having a backcourt of RJ and Grimes is making more and more sense to me every day. With Thibs as the coach, remember, I'm not thinking.
Logically, but with Thibs as the coach.
With Thibs as a barrier, right. And then RJ just initiates the offense. Again, the ball's not going to be his usage rate would probably tick up a little bit, but it wouldn't necessarily tick up that much more because you still have Fournier, you still have Randall, and then Mitch is our center. I think it makes sense. We get defense in the guard position. We get, just solid 3-point shooting all the way around. I think it makes a lot of sense. We get off to good starts. The other thing is too, by us continually getting off to these slow starts, we are allowing the opponent to get into a groove so fast. And then like a lead that should only be 4 points is suddenly 14 points because they're feeling it. And it's like, what are we doing? What is, really? It just, it drives me nuts. Those first quarters.
Hey, just dig that hole. You got to exhaust too much energy to try to pull yourself back.
And then there's that.
Yeah.
Then there's that.
Just real quick, we got 90 people in the chat. We have 23 likes. So do us a solid. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Hey, a shout out to Full of Sports. He just said he subbed. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. Anybody else, please put #new so we can give you a proper welcome to the SV Nation. Also, please hit that reminder bell so you don't miss out on any of the wonderful content. And while you're at it, please subscribe to Into the Knicks Verse, and also turn on that reminder bell for Into the Knicks Verse. Please share the link on your favorite social media platforms. And as always, shout out to the best mods on the planet. We appreciate all you do. And I see a couple friends there, G Money and Andrew and Dare House and a few others, Dripmore. So just wanted to say thank you for the new subscribers. We greatly appreciate it.
Yep, thank you guys for subscribing and having notifications set to all. That way, whenever we do go live, you guys are one of the first ones here in chat, giving us some suggestions on what to discuss here on the show today. We've got one from Very Grateful. Where is it? It says, question, is Rokas anything or just a low-level asset? I hope he could be something. I think he's more than just a low-level asset. I think you see the Knicks, they're making a trip overseas this month to view him and see how he's developing over there. So I think that the Knicks feel like he has a lot of promise and he could be a long-term piece for this team or a trade piece, but I don't think he would be a low-level asset. I think teams that are looking at some of the, draft and stash players in the league, I think Rokas would rate pretty highly among them.
Yeah, I think the floor is a good second team player, and the ceiling is, watch out, man. The guy's a floor general, and we saw, what we said about Giddey about vision, but he shoots a lot better than Giddey. So he's a floor general. He's learning the game over in the second best league in the world. So I think he's a lot better than a low level asset.
Joe, what about you?
Oh,
you think it'll be more than?
Well, you guys are the Rokas. You guys are the Rokas experts. I don't feel like I have any standing on Rokas.
Well,
but I like him.
Not that you made that.
He doesn't get. You know what? I'll say this way: he doesn't get the word of the day.
Middling.
He's not. He's going to be a nice asset, like you guys said, either for this team or it's a nice trade asset. The front office is going to go check him out. I think actually this week.
If it's this week, that's big because
they said the first week of February, right? Isn't that right, Foxy?
They said February, but I'm not sure what date.
They do this week before the 10th deadline, deadline. That says a lot.
They said early February.
That's a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
If it's this week, then that means he might be included in the deal. There might be some things going on behind the scene in which the Knicks want to go over there, take one more look at him and say, all right, do we want to move on from this guy, or do we think whatever deal we have in place is not worth adding Rokas to the deal? We've already seen them back off a deal when it comes to adding Grimes and still trying to find a way to get it worked out. So hopefully that might be a similar scenario.
So good that they held on to Grimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially, you trade Grimes, you bring Cam in. What are you going to do? Not play him at that point? Then you really have to play him.
Yeah.
Grimes is a keeper, boy.
Yep. So, fellas, I got the stats for both teams over the last 5 games. As you can see, offensively, it's still been a struggle for the Knicks. We're ranked 24th over the last 5 games in points per game and 25th in assists per game. Field goal percentage is down to 24th in the league over our last 5 games. And you look at the Grizzlies, you mentioned their rebounding numbers have been superb throughout the season. In the last 5 games, they're 3rd. And normally when I do these graphs, rebounding is the one area where the Knicks excel in the matchup. But in this game, it's going to be a tough battle in the paint against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and that block again, what we've said to each other is tonight's a midi game and a floater game for RJ, or it's going to be 3 blocks. 3 of his shots will get blocked tonight.
Yeah, RJ better get that mid-range thing going today. But what do you guys think the Knicks will have to do to win tonight? Because I already said I think they're going to win.
For them to win this game, we're going to have to find a way to at least contain Ja. Ja's going to have his minutes, but if you can force Ja into some turnovers, some poor shot selection, then I think, we stand a much better chance. And I think Grimes could play a big role in that. Also, I think Mitch has to step up for us over the month of January. Mitch has been solid. He's posted a couple double-doubles. Foxy, George, you said he needs 4 or 5 blocks. I'm not going to go that far, but I would like to see a couple blocks from him. A double-double game with a couple blocks. I think that's solid for Mitch, and some steals. I want to see Mitch get into the passing lane and be disruptive. RJ, you want to see RJ step up in this marquee matchup between his draft mate. So I definitely want to see him step up. And in order for us to win this game, this is one of those games where we're going to need Julius Randle to perform, not necessarily to the level of last year, but we need a solid performance, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists, something like that, and be efficient. So if we get those things, which to me is going to be difficult because I don't think we've had too many games where we were able to get all those things flowing in the same at the same time. I think if we're able to do it, though, we'll be able to come out with a victory.
Yeah, I think if we shoot over 38% from 3 and hold them their 3-point average, then we could win this game.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. Now here's the follow-up to that, because I went back and I looked at the Cavs game again, and I saw more hopeful things in it than I had originally saw. And it's possible that the Knicks had been playing better, but losing anyway because they were playing better competition. If they win tonight, not because the Grizzlies just didn't have it, there's not some fluky reason, but if it's a competitive game and the Knicks pull it out, would you guys be encouraged by that win in terms of your future outlook for the team? Or do you think we're just too far gone? It doesn't really matter that much anymore?
I'd be encouraged I'd be more encouraged in a back and forth, competitive, nail-biting loss against the Grizzlies than I was in the win against the Kings. I was happy we beat the Kings, but that Kings team was terrible. No De'Aaron Fox, and we were led by Alec Burks, which I think is cool, raising his trade value. But you would have liked to see RJ step up in a game like that. So if we have a nail-biting game where RJ steps up, goes off for 30, the team is firing on all cylinders, but it just so happens that the Grizzlies are better tonight, then I'd be encouraged in the fact that the team is starting to look a little bit better than compared to a win against undermanned Kings team.
Yeah, some of the encouraging things the other night was Randall taking a mid-range shot. That's his spot. Don't hang out by the 3-point line. But also, both RJ and Randall have to be a lot more efficient. They both took 14 shots, and RJ 11 points, Randall 17 points. And it's funny, Burks took 9 shots and he had 21 points. That's efficient. So, but they've been consistently inefficient. And that's especially RJ finishing in the paint. And so that's really keys to the game. If they could be efficient tonight and hit those threes, and again, aggressiveness, getting to the hole and and getting fouled, get to that line and get people in foul trouble. That's a great way to, go at Ja.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think we have a chance. Oh, sorry. Keys.
No, I was just going to announce the starting lineups, but finish your point. We can get that after.
I mean, I think we might Dallas Mavericks them. I mean, we were the only team to beat the Mavs for like a 14-game stretch. And the Mavs have beaten the Grizzlies twice. So there's something in the matchups, and if like you, Foxy pointed it out, if their 3-point shot isn't hitting, it's going to,
and they're 25th in the league.
Yeah. Well,
so they're not a great
3-point 29th even.
Yeah. So they're not a great point shooting. So that's really my key. We can keep them there. And we, like I said, shoot over 38%. I think we'll win. I have a great chance to win.
Yeah. The problem is our style of 3-point defending. We allow guys good looks.
But like you said earlier, if you had the lineup of Grimes, RJ, and not having Kemba, then we have perimeter defense.
Yeah.
So this is on Tibbs if they're going to line it up that way. So
we also have some people in SV Nation that they gave their opinion as to what the Knicks are going to have to do if we want to win this game. We surveyed 100 people, said we need Tibbs to rotate his players tonight because Grizzlies are young and they won. Nick Yak says we play half court, points will be lower for both teams, not bad offenses. Let's see what else.
Yeah, they're 7th in pace.
Barry said he doesn't know anything about the Grizz.
You will after tonight.
Yeah, you will. Depends on which.
He's electric, folks.
Lex says 15 more likes to get to 50. Do us a solid. I think right now it's 12 more likes. Smash that like button. Let's get to 50 before the stream ends.
Yeah, the game is 7:33, so we only have a couple of moments left on the show.
Yep. Barry Grateful says, I think it's the paint defense, then getting out on shooters, which has been an issue for the Knicks. We allow penetration, and then we do a bad job rotating out to the shooters.
I think we have the best followers' names or in the chat.
We do. The subscribers' names are great.
Yeah,
Air Force One.
Nick Yak is great. I mean, that's a great one.
Yeah.
What else? We got
Hair Force One. It's one of my tops.
We got a few. So, anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up and the game starts?
No, it's like I said, just want them to be a little more efficient and play hard-nosed defense and shoot that 3 well and defend the 3. And there's a shot we can win this game.
Jules,
and if not, it could get scary for the next week.
Yeah, we didn't even get into that. The matchups after.
Oh Lord. I mean, we got a minute?
Yeah, go. No rush.
All right. We have 17 games coming up. Of which there is a chance the Knicks could go 5-12 in these next 17 games. I'm predicting that as our worst case scenario. It's gonna be wild, and I'm including some wins in there that you'll be like, oh really? Yeah.
So what's best case? 7-10?
Best case.
I have an uncle that did 7 to 10.
Yeah. Best case. Best case is 9-8. 9-8. That's the best case, and that includes the team playing well tonight, because that's like they start getting in a new groove. We saw in the Kings game, of course helps, but the team needs to be competitive. Even if win or lose tonight, if they're competitive, I have much more hope for the next 17 games. It's because it's brutal, and that includes two of the big road games, the West Coast trip, and
Utah.
and then that other 7-game road trip after that.
At least we're not going to face LeBron Saturday.
Yeah,
But we have like the Thunder in there. I think we play the Kings in there. We play the Trailblazers, which we can beat. I mean, there's the Lakers.
There's some winnable games.
Yeah, there's Lakers on Saturday is winnable for the Knicks. So and I guess that's the 5 I just.
So George, you say 5-12 is worst case scenario, 9-8 is best case scenario. Where do you think? What do you think is the most probable scenario? Like, what do you think we're actually going to do?
To me, it depends on what happens tonight. To me, it depends on what happens tonight. If this team at home can pull it together and put a competitive, like I just said, make it competitive and maybe even win tonight, then I have my hopes for the 9-8 increased tremendously. But right now, I mean, I don't want to see like we give up a 20-point lead, and if we come back and win it, that's not going to convince me of anything, because I want to see a consistent effort, quarter to quarter to quarter to quarter, and then we win, or we just slightly lose.
First and third quarters kill us every game so far this year.
Every game. Well, not even just this year. Last year, if you looked at the numbers, I'm pretty sure they probably echo the same thing.
Yeah.
But we had Elfrid Payton to blame.
Yeah.
Hey,
Angel Torres
says we're going to go 10-7. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm all for it. If we go 10, we play.
We love our Knicks. We hope so.
Yeah, how we play over the next 2 games, I think, is going to decide what the front office does with this roster. So hopefully, go ahead, George.
I believe 13 or 14 of those. No, 13 of those games are on the road. That's the thing.
You say that's the thing, but we've been better on the road than at the Garden.
Yeah, I know, but after a while, those long road trips, it's one thing going for a 3-game road trip, but when you go for a 5 and a 7,
well, hey, this team needs to bond. Put them all in a conference room and start a fire, start doing some s'mores. I don't know what they got to do, but they need to get together.
I think we got to bubble them.
Figure this out.
Bubble them.
Put them in a bubble.
Yeah. No one outside of the Knicks world there can talk to them. That's it.
Totally, you missed the moment, George. You should have said the Knicks word instead of the Knicks verse.
And I know the sign outside the bubble, the middling bubble.
Keep middling out.
Yo.
All right, y'all. We'll wrap it up here. It's 7:40. I'm pretty sure the game is about to start in a little bit. But SV Nation, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Want to give a few shout outs before we go. Geraldine MacGyver, thank you for holding us down. Full of Sports, Lex the Destroyer, Angel Torres. Like he said, we're going 10-7. I hope so. Rick Pennington says we're psyching our own selves out. Hey, we can be psyched out with fans as long as the players are, they got their head in the game 100%. So all that matters. And
bring that energy
before the game. They're not watching a Sports Vibes TV live stream to get psyched out.
Yeah. Bring on the noise.
Right. Anybody else want to make a shout out before we go?
Like you said, we surveyed 100 people always supporting us, letting us know the starting lineups. And you said the Nick Yak and, just the family. We really, really appreciate it. And again, folks, if you could just hit that right now, we're a few shy of 47. So if we can get 3 more, we have 56 in there. So we can get a few more, hit that 50 metric. We really appreciate it. And again, if you have subscribed, thank you so much. And if you haven't, please subscribe and please tell your friends about us.
Hey, if Angel Torres is correct, this team could be a 500 team in 17 games. That'd be nice. And
as music to George's ears.
Yeah, Derek and our Derek Rose comes back at some point towards the end of that.
February 25th, we're hoping.
Yeah,
I wouldn't leave much time. I think
No,
like 14 games or something.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us, man.
Too.
Lex the Destroyer.
Hardwill, my buddy.
Yeah, Adult Donkeys. Very grateful. I love that name. We surveyed 100 people. Hardwill. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us.
Facts. If you are looking for more content from George at Into the Next Verse, you can hit the hyperlink in the description. Also, you can check him out on Twitter and Instagram at Into the Next Verse. If you want to hear more from Foxy, you can subscribe to the channel, or you can check him out on Twitter at Fox Sports Talk. And if you want to get more information on Sports Vibes TV, make sure you're subscribed, and you can reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram at Sports Vibes TV. So thank you.
And don't forget, if they want some of that great merchandise.
Yes, true. You can go to sportsvibestv.com, where we've got a promotion running. If you type in the letter M, and views, you'll be able to get $10 off a sweatsuit. So make sure you guys run over to sportsvibestv.com, add in that promo code, and get your sweatsuit. Support the channel.
What's the code again?
1-800 middling.
Middling.
It's 1M views.
1M views.
To commemorate the 1 million view mark. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm Keith, host of Sports Vibes TV. That's our NBA analyst, Stephen Fox. And that is George from Into the Knicks First. This is the Knicks Syndicate